When they tell you that something is normal, and I'm referring to the seed oil, and I'm referring to obesity, what we have got from 1950s, when seed oil was introduced so much to solve the problem of the hunger, to solve the problem what was going on in the world. They solved that with selling seed oils. So I would say to you this, which I'm so grateful for, that I experienced this when I was nursing in Croatia and talking to elderlies. Going to the village, we had vikendica, it's called in Croatian, like our country home. And we would go over there and seeing those beautiful women having beautiful face. They didn't use the face cream. It was basically, I would say, to beef tallow, like tallows, pork lard, like all of those things. And they didn't have face creams, toners, serums, all sorts of things. They were outside on a sun, which at the time it was a good sun. It wasn't damaged, ozone holes and all sorts of things. So, and even the linen, and we're talking about the linen, and I'm wearing a linen skirt at the moment. Croatia was really big on cotton, linen, and when I touch the linen here now, and when somebody says this is pure linen, my body remembers what I experienced back then when I was younger. The same as with the food. How does it taste real food and how it doesn't taste the real food? A little on that I see the energy, the spirit, and tells me, no, this is not right, this is X, Y, and Z, like plastic, conditioned with preservatives, and saying that it's natural flavors. As soon as I see the natural flavors, yeah, it's not right. That means it's a chemical concoction. If something can last for so long, what do they put into it to be natural flavors? It would be saying what it is, that is. We don't need the flavors then. So what I see that we should be going, and this is what I've been saying for the last 20 years, go to simplicity. Simplicity, simplicity, simplicity. Before the government got involved, telling people what we should be doing, because all what I did is telling people and telling them and guiding them where to go, because this is where they want you to be. As you could see, it's so much of the rise of diseases like cancer, so much of it, absolutely so much of it. And yes, it does come up from many reasons: environment, then stress, then the food. What was your mother carrying when she was carrying you? I remember, literally it was about 20 years ago, it was an article in the newspapers, and then I went to read about it, about they tested the placenta of average woman in New York, and it had like 400 something toxins in it, and she wasn't like a smoker, what I remember, and I think so she was just an occasional having alcohol, so it was just an average woman. That much toxins that baby was already absorbing. So what I want to say to you is, let's go look at what we can do. I'm not saying cleanse up your whole house. I mean, if you want to, but start with the things which you can actually do, which is like, be conscious of the butter, be conscious of the oils, be conscious what we're doing, moving our bodies. Absolutely moving our bodies. It's necessary. We are sitting in a car, sitting at a desk, sitting. And what do we have got so much problems with? Our lower back and hips. But 100 years ago, and if you have a pleasure that you spoke with your grandparents or great-grandparents, I had that, so they were not doing that. I remember my grandfather, 96, bless his soul, he lived to nearly 104. And one day he went mushroom picking and he didn't tell anyone. And my great auntie, his daughter, calls up and she goes like, he's not home. And this is where I was very young, and I said to him, well, maybe like you shouldn't be going. We should be going, younger ones, not you. Like you're old, that something doesn't happen to you. Absolutely coming from the caring point of view, but still, I was under the age of 15, yeah. So, and he just said, "I'm not old." So this is what I want to say to you too: is can we move? Can we do things? I'm just saying, don't go and run a marathon. But can we move the body? And today a little bit more, and tomorrow a little bit more, and then you have a day of rest, and then we do it, and we do it, and we move. The same thing with our foods. Taking that consideration of our body, of our state, of even if we can't prevent to be sick, but if we're taking everything what we can possibly do, can our body then fight it? And then a flu is not going to last for 2 weeks for us. Maybe it's going to last 2 days. But that we become so conscious of it. And again, I will say this, I'm so grateful for the advices what I had from my elderly people in my family at the time and in hospital, where it was eat with a spoon. You young people eat too much with fork and knife. And of course, as a young person, I only wanted to eat quick that I could have gone and play, quick that I could not just eat soup and stews and stuff. But guess what? We had soup every single day. Not just on Sundays, it was every single day. Now I understand why we had soups. Mum didn't explain it. It has got collagen, it's good for you, it's good for your gut, it's nourishing, it's hydration, it's you're getting minerals. Now we know this. But there is a wisdom in them, what they passed on. But then a government was saying, have this, it's convenience, have this, it's convenience, have a breakfast in a bottle, have this, have that. What was all packed in alufoil Tetra packs, long life, in with chemicals, in with preservatives. And then telling us mother should be going to work, that she feels fulfilled while somebody else is looking after your children. And the children have got separation anxiety. Children have got abandonment, and you can see this. I had a child who was 6 years old and come and saw me, and his words up when I said with a mother and him talking, and he said, I've got abandonment issue. 6 years old. And I was 6 years old, didn't even have a clue what that is. That child knew. For various reasons he knew. But he had that. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village for all of us, and communities, to belong to communities, to belong, to have got people where we have the same or similar, not same, similar interest, hobbies, gardening, vegetables, cooking. And then you create, I was saying this to my best friend last night, and I said how beautiful it was when we would go to our weekend. It's in the country house, and my dad was helping. In autumn, he knew I'm helping this person on Saturday, I'm helping this person on Sunday, killing the animals and slaughtering and helping. The whole village came, and everyone knew what their role is. My dad was the main mucha things to do it. That person is doing this, women are doing this, that person of this women is in the kitchen, this one is cleaning intestines, this one is doing preparations for salamis, the prosciutto and all of this stuff. But the whole village helped. Whole village did. And you can see it in a new age. It's like everyone is separate, everyone is doing things on their own. But we're missing out on so much of it, where we could have achieved more together in a cohort. Absolutely in a cohort. And maybe you don't have that. I don't have that. I don't have no family in Australia. So, but you can have it with the friends. You can be doing things with the friends. Maybe you don't have got the friends, but start something. Start something. And the belief is, maybe you didn't experience anything of this, but then open yourself up to be a miracle. Open yourself to be the miracle. Open yourself up to it. It will come to you. The teacher will come to you when you're ready. The teacher will come to you when you're ready. Absolutely will. And this is the whole point where I wanted that you gather your personal power, and maybe something is brewing inside of you that you want to say, I want to do this, I want to do this, and you're so scared. I was saying things outright, like this is chemicals, this sour cream tastes weird. When I came here to Australia, I was going to Glenville City Farm, and I was getting a fresh cow from there, fresh cow's milk from there, in the stainless steel pots. And I was then making sour cream, ricotta, all of the stuff at home, because I was like, everything tastes so weird in the shops, because it wasn't real. Absolutely wasn't real. But I was missing so much of the home taste. But then the cows are not eating the same grass. The soil is very poor. It doesn't have nutrients what it does in Europe. But then I had to adjust to it. But there was so much of, I would say, to bombarding on my system. And that was nearly 30 years ago when I came. So this is where, you know, we adapt to the situations and things what we have got, but then can we actually make it? Can we actually make our, like I make sourdough focaccia, I make lots of things myself, and I get the flour which is better quality, because it's so important for me to put a right food in my body. Then I just feel so much more happier, I feel so much more energized, and it is so important for the health, because we want to have a quality of life, not quantity of life. Not a quantity of life, quality of life. And one small step creates 2 maybe steps tomorrow, and then 3, and then 4, and you never know. Before you know it, you'll be changing. And what we changed to it, how I was before the government actually got involved in telling us regarding the food.